Hi guys, Casper MMA here, and today we are back with another UFC predictions video on the channel. Today giving my predictions for UFC Fight Night Tsarukyan versus Hooker. Now I'm currently coming down with a cold, my nose is really annoying me, so this video is going to be a pain to make, but I've got to be here, man. It's a good fight night this week. Honestly, if there was a title fight, this could be a pay-per-view. There's some really good matchups, so looking forward to giving my predictions. But before I go and jump into it, make sure you guys are around here and you're enjoying this content, you go down below and hit that subscribe button. It's free and it's really appreciated. We're like 3 subs off 100 subscribers, so let's get there. So there's a total of 12 fights on this week's card, and we kick things off with the first prelim of Bujło versus Denzel Freeman. Now, we have Bujło, I don't know how you say his name. He's a Polish man. 6-0 record, undefeated. Looks pretty good. I mean, all wins coming by finish. All of them coming in round of 1 as well. He just finished his opponents. Hasn't fought like too many good people really in his career. He's fought like a lot of them have more losses than they have wins, but he's been getting finishes, so it shows he is a pretty good fighter. Denzel Freeman, on the other hand, is an American man. 6-1 record. 2 years older at 34 years of age. Was in the LFA. I've probably predicted one of his fights before on this channel. I definitely have, when he beat Stephen Asplund. Got the rear naked choke in that fight. But then he also got a finish in his last fight this year. He got a KO. I think he won the title maybe. I don't know if that was like a actual title or interim. I don't know what it was. But he got the win by KO in his last fight over a decent opponent as well. And I don't think he's a good fighter. I mean, he's got 4 wins by KO, 1 submission, 1 decision, fought in PFL as well. Got 1 win, 1 loss there. But I do just think that Freeman has got the more high-level wins. If you want, Bujło is undefeated. But I'm going to back Freeman here to get this job done. It's heavyweight, so I'm going to back him to win by KO. Now we move at the card where Serghei Izagakhmaev versus Nicholas Dalby. Now, that is a mouthful of a name. The Russian man, Izagakhmaev. I think I'm saying that right. Probably not. But record of 22-2. Pretty impressive. Only 2 losses. 31 years of age. Coming over from 1 championship, making his UFC debut here. I mean, he does look pretty good. I mean, one of his only losses was to Carlston Harris, who is obviously was in the UFC a while ago. But since that loss back in 2021, he's been on a pretty good run. Nearly all finishes, 1 decision win in there. But yeah, he loves a submission win. He's got 12 of them in total. 4 wins by KO, 6 wins by decision. I mean, overall, he's got a pretty good record. I do have to say so myself. Obviously, not being UFC tested though, but still got some decent wins in his record. Nicholas Dalby, on the other hand, is the Danish man, 23-6-1 record, 41 years of age now. So damn, he's pretty old. Got to be one of the oldest fighters on the roster at the minute. There's a few unks kicking about, but he's 7-5 in total in the UFC. 1 draw and 1 no contest, I think, in there as well. On a 2-fight losing streak. Lost to Fakhretdinov and Randy Brown. Got KO'd in his last fight this year. But he did obviously beat Bonfim, which was kind of crazy. Took his O in that fight by KO as well, which is mental. And that's some decent wins before as well. Salikov, and was on a 4-fight win streak as well. And then he's lost his last 2. But overall, he's a well-rounded fighter, to be fair. Not a bad. He's still he's getting on a bit now. He's 41. So I'm pretty sure he's on a losing streak at 41. I can't see it ending well for him, getting knocked out in his last fight as well. I think that Izagakhmaev will win this fight, and I reckon he gets it done by decision. Now we move at the card where Nurullo Aliev versus Shem Rock. Now, Aliev is a Tajikistan native, 10-0 record, 24 years of age, undefeated fighter. I mean, he's 2-0 in the UFC, 1 win on the Contender Series as well, got a round 1 KO then. He's had 2 decision wins in total. So, I mean, what can you say? I mean, he looks pretty good. Most of his fights, 2 go to decision. So he's not the most exciting fighter in that sense, apart from his win on the Contender Series, which is impressive to be fair. But, yeah, most of his fights, he's got 8 wins by decision, 2 wins in his career by KO. But he's a good fighter, obviously, undefeated still. His opponent, Shem Rock, is a UK man. Obviously, got to spot the British fighters. 12-1-1 record, 32 years of age. I have predicted his fights before on in Octagon. His last fight when he won by split decision. I thought that was a pretty easy pick there, but he did make it hard. It was a split decision win. But in his career, he is pretty good. A lot of finishes in total. He's got 9 wins by submission, 2 wins by KO. And yeah, he's definitely an exciting British fighter coming to the UFC. Glad he's made it here. Has one loss by KO to Nathan Kelly, who's in like the PFL or something. I'm not sure, but I do think Rock is a good fighter. Should be a good fight. This, to be fair, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not sure Rock's going to win this fight after seeing his last fight as well against some like random guy in the octagon. I think that Aliev should win this one. I mean, it's also in like Qatar, so God knows what the judges are going to do as well. So I'm backing Aliev. I want to see Rock win, but I'm going to be smart and back Aliev to win by decision. Now, moving up the card to Rayyan Loder versus Ismail Naurdiev. Now, Loder is a 7-2 American man. Obviously, a tough winner, I think, in the last one of the last Ultimate Fighters. Beat Robert Valentine by KO, which I predicted correct. I didn't like a lot of people. I don't know what the odds were, but a lot of people picked Valentine to win that. I picked Loder. He got the job done. Very nice. But then he came up against Yakhyaev in his last fight, which is very unfortunate because Yakhyaev is a very good fighter. Got KO'd in that fight, which is no surprise to anyone really. But I think a lot of people are counting him out of this fight, you know, because he got KO'd in his last fight. But I still think Loder is a good fighter. 5 wins by KO in his career, 2 wins by decision. Only lost twice in his career. So I mean, still think he's a very good fighter. His opponent, Ismail Naurdiev, is a Moroccan man, 24-8 record, 29 years of age. Coming off a loss in his last fight, he lost to Young Park by decision. It's also his second stint in the UFC. Was here back in 2019, got cut or left or something, and then had a run in like Sprave or something. Lost a couple of times, came back with a win, and he's made his way back to the UFC. Beat Bruno Silva in his return, got the job done, but then lost his last fight. So I think that this should be an easy win for Loder here. I'm not sure what the odds are saying. I don't think they're backing me here, but I think Loder's going to win this one, and I reckon if he doesn't win by decision, he wins by KO. Now, moving up the card to a pretty good fight here. Begzad Almakhan versus Alexandre Topuria. Now, Almakhan is the Kazakhstan man, 12-2 record, 28 years of age. Is a very good fighter in the UFC, I think. He's a very good one to watch for. Obviously, in his debut, he had Umar Nurmagomedov and lost the decision, but you can't say he didn't put a fight on him. I mean, he pretty sure he dropped Umar in like round number 1. Tried his best in that fight, and yeah, to be fair, his record is pretty good. Then he came after his loss to Umar, came back with a KO over Brad Katona, put him out cold. Pretty good performance there, round 1 as well. Overall, I think he's a very good fighter. 10 wins in total by KO, 1 win by submission, 1 win by decision. I mean, I think he's a very good fighter. Topuria, on the other hand, is also a good fighter. Obviously, has relations to the champ Topuria, the Georgian man. 6-1 in total. He's also a pretty good fighter. I mean, only 1 loss coming by KO, but apart from that, he's got quite a lot of wins by KO himself. 3 in total, 2 wins by submission. Obviously came to the UFC, beat Fik Nese as well, which he was also undefeated. So a decent win for his first fight, but I can't see him beating Almakhan here. You know, as much as he obviously is a Topuria, a lot of people are probably going to be picking him based on his name value there. But I'm going to back Almakhan here. I just feel like he's a very good fighter. Both of them are, I suppose, but I just can't not pick Almakhan here. I just feel like he's dangerous. I don't think he will KO him here. I think Topuria is good enough to not get KO'd, but I'm going to back Almakhan to win by decision. Now, moving up the card to Kyoji Horiguchi versus Serghei Ulanbekov. Now, Horiguchi is a 34-5 Japanese man, 35 years of age, making his return to the UFC. Obviously, was here back in God knows when, 2016. Had a very good record to be fair, 7-1 in total, and 1 loss coming to Demetrius Johnson of all people. But he's got some decent wins to be fair. Then he went over to Rizin, had a great run there, even has a win over Kaya Sakura, and also a loss as well. But he's been around everywhere. He's been to Bellator as well, fought some of the best people and stuff. So he obviously is a good fighter. Is Horiguchi on a 3-fight winning streak at the minute over like Pettis, who he beat by decision. Obviously lost to him in Bellator, but got his revenge in Rizin last year, coming off a win over Zulu as well. So he's still got it. He's 35, but he's winning fights recently. Ulanbekov, on the other hand, is the Russian man, 17-2 record, 34 years of age, so 1 year the younger. Has a good record in the UFC as well, 6-1 in total. One loss coming to Tim Elliott. But apart from that, he's on a 4-fight win streak at the minute. 2 wins by submission, 2 wins by decision. Got a win over Maxim in his last fight, who was a pretty good record, pretty good opponent. And overall, I think he's a very good opponent. Got some good wins in flyweight, and I think this should be a good fight. I will be watching. Actually, will I? I'll see. I'm at an MMA event, but it's tough to pick because obviously Horiguchi coming back to the UFC. Very tough opponent in Ulanbekov to greet him here, but I feel like I've got to back Ulanbekov here just because of his recent fights and stuff. He's looked good, and I'm going to back him to win by decision. Now, moving up the card to Abdulrahman Yakhyaev versus Rafael Sakara. Now, Yakhyaev is a 7-0 Turkish man, 24 years of age. I mean, this guy looks pretty good. Won in the Contender Series this year. Got the KO back in August, so he's took a few months and he's back into the UFC. All wins, nearly all wins. He's got 6 wins by finish, 1 win by decision, 3 wins by KO, 3 wins by submission. He's pretty good opponent. Rafael Sakara, on the other hand, is a Brazilian man, 11-3 record, 35 years old. I mean, I think the UFC just want him out of here at this point. Running down his contract by giving him another up-and-coming guy to KO him, because this guy is a nightmare in the UFC. Was actually undefeated coming into the UFC. Fought Aslan, got KO'd. Fought Bukauskas, gets KO'd in round number 1. Had his best fight against Julius Walker, still lost the decision. I mean, he's not done great, and he's not winning this fight. It's probably the easiest. The odds must be crazy for this fight, but yeah, Yakhyaev to win by KO. Now moving up the card to Luke Riley versus Bogdan Grad. Now, very looking forward to this fight. Obviously, Luke Riley, the Englishman, 11-0, undefeated, 26 years of age. Great prospect. I mean, I've watched him in Cage Warriors. He's so good. I've predicted his fights, obviously. If you watch my other videos on this channel, I mean, he's a good fighter. He's 8 wins by KO, 3 wins by decision. Obviously, all the wins coming in Cage Warriors. Over some decent opponents as well, to be fair. And obviously, he's a good opponent, so I'm happy to see him in the UFC. Didn't have to go through the Contender Series. Got put straight in there, as he should. He's a good opponent. But he's fighting Bogdan Grad, who's the Austrian man, 15-3 record. Was pretty good. I mean, he won on the Contender Series, got a split decision win over Michael Aswell, who's a pretty good opponent. Aswell's pretty decent. Then got a KO win in his first fight in the UFC, but lost to Naimov in his last fight, who is, I think sure he's meant to be on this card, maybe, I can't remember. But Naimov is obviously a good fighter. I'm not picking Grad here. I mean, there is a world where obviously he's had some UFC experience now, fought twice in the Contender Series, fought twice in the UFC. He could get this job done by decision, but come on, it's Luke Riley, man. The English man, he's pretty good. I'm going to back Riley to win by KO. Now we move up the card again to, I think this might be the main card now, Alex Perez versus Asu Almabayev. Now, Alex Perez, 25-9 record, 33 years old for the American man. Total, he's in 7-5 in the UFC. So he wins a few, loses a few. You know, that's how it goes. Lost his last fight to Tatsuro Taira last year. That was like that. He was getting taken down, then blew his knee out or something. I can't remember what was happening there. But technically, he got KO in his last fight. Did KO Mateus Nicolau, which was pretty good. Give him that. Lost to Yakhyaev before that, then Pantoja, then Figueiredo. So he's lost to some of the best in the division, to be fair, in his last 4 losses. But overall, he's got some decent wins in the UFC, to be fair. Most of the wins come by decision. His opponent, Almabayev, is a pretty good opponent. Another Kazakhstan man on the card, 22-3 record, 31 years of age. His only loss in the UFC was to Manel Cap. Was surprised he got KO'd in that fight. I was actually thinking Almabayev would win that, but Cap proven he is one of the better fighters in the division. But he bounced back with a win this year over Ochoa, Okocha, I don't know how to say that name, but got the decision win. Obviously loves the decision as well, this guy. 10 wins by decision. but he has got 9 wins by submission in his career. So both these guys are decent fighters, to be fair. Well, they're both like, yeah, obviously top like 15 in the flyweight division, I think. I have no idea because Topology do their weird ranking system, so I can't really see. But I think Almakhan should win this fight. There is a world where Perez wins. I can see it, but I'm going to back Almakhan to win by decision. Now, moving up the card to a heavyweight fight now. Serghei Spivac versus Shamil Gaziev. So, Spivac, 17-6, Moldovan man, 30 years age. Not been a good run recently, to be fair. Lost to Jelton Almeida by KO, which, like, I don't even know how that happens because Jelton Almeida doesn't hit you on the ground, so surprised he got KO'd there. But then he lost to Eduardo Cortes Acosta in his last fight as well. But he beat Ty Burn by submission, beat Derek Lewis by submission, obviously, and has quite a lot of finishes, to be fair. Obviously, he's a heavyweight. He's going to have a lot of finishes, but he's 8-6 in total in the UFC, so he never really beats, like, he gets up there in the division, but never really beats the top guys, always loses. But he's up against the meal deal Gaziev, the greatest fighter on earth, the Bahrainian man, 14-1, 35 years old. I didn't even realise Gaziev was that old, to be fair. He needs to get moving, man. He's not got long left, but I suppose he's a heavyweight. Doesn't really matter. But obviously, his only loss was that incredible performance against Rosenstruik. I literally rewatched that fight the other day, and it's just like, I was laughing my head off, man. I don't know, his cardio is insanely bad. But he beat Don'Tale Mayes, had better cardio than him somehow, and then KO'd Thomas Peterson in his last fight. So I'm going to be picking Gaziev to win this fight. You know, I can't look past the GOAT of the sport. Give him Tom Aspinall, and we'll see what happens. You know, you never know. But I'm going to back Gaziev to win by KO. Now we move up the card to a pretty random fighter here. Jack Hermansson versus Myktybek Orolbai. Now I'm pretty sure a lot of people were surprised with this matchup because like Hermansson's moving down a weight class and Orolbai's moving up a weight class, so they're both in a new division here, but they've been put against each other. So Hermansson is the Swedish man, 24-9 record, 37 years of age now, so he's getting on a bit, you know. Did get KO'd in his last fight as well, so he's got KO'd, 37 years of age, making a weight cut coming into this fight, so to a new weight class, so there's a lot of red flags here, gotta say, but obviously beat Joe Pyfer. Fraud checked him quite a bit there. I don't know how he's done that because he got KO'd by like Leeds, he got KO'd by Rodriguez, so a lot happening there. Lost to Sean Strickland, but beat Curtis, beat Pyfer in between them. Myktybek Orolbai though is the Kyrgyzstan man, 14-2-1 record, 27 years old. I mean, you have to watch him when he's fighting. He's just a great fighter. I mean, he just puts on some great performances. I mean, since he come to the UFC, he's had 3 wins, 1 loss. That war with Rebecca was insane. A lost a split decision there, but like how he didn't get finished was mental. Then came back and like nearly won the fight and stuff. That was such a crazy war, that one. But after that loss, he came back with a win by submission over Musayev in his last fight. So actually, he's just a very good fighter. I mean, he has 6 wins by submission, 6 wins by KO. I mean, he's a new weight class, so don't know how he's going to be, but I feel like he should be doing alright against Hermansson here, so I'm going to back Orolbai to win by KO. Now, moving up the card again to Volkan Oezdemir versus Alonzo Menifield. Now, 2 guys in like the top 10, top 15 of the light heavyweight division. Obviously, Oezdemir, the Switzerland man, 20-8 record, 36 years of age now. Coming off a lost to Ulberg. But obviously Ulberg's close to getting a title shot now. Maybe even will. We'll see. It's either him or Yuri, or I don't know what's happening in that division. But he beat Johnny Walker by KO. Beat Guskov by submission as well. 2 decent wins, to be fair. They've aged well recently. Did lose to Krylov, Aliev, Yuri. Lost to some of the best in the division, to be fair. But overall, he's an alright fighter, to be fair. He's 36 though, so getting on a bit. But Menifield is pretty old as well. He's 38 now. The American man, 17-5 record. He's on a 2-fight winning streak, which is surprising considering he was on a 2-fight losing streak before that, by both losses by KO. But also them losses have aged well, Mirzakhanov and Ulberg. But he beat undefeated Umar Sy in his last fight. Beat Julius Walker as well, who's undefeated. So he's been taking some guys' O's recently, but he's not beating Oezdemir, is he? I just don't think, I think Oezdemir is just like a class above him really, even though they're both pretty mid. Light heavyweights, I'm going to be backing Oezdemir to win, probably by decision, but I reckon Oezdemir is going to get the KO. Now we move up to the co-main event: Belal Muhammad versus Ian Garry. Now, or Ian Machado Garry, if you want to call him that. This should be honestly 5 rounds ready for this high level of a fight. 3 rounds just doesn't seem enough, but Belal Muhammad, remember the name? A lot of people don't. He's an American man, 24-4 record, 37 years of age. So yeah, he's pretty old. I did not realize that, but obviously he's a good fighter. We saw it. Good doesn't mean exciting, but yeah, he's not the most exciting fighter, but he's pretty good. Obviously, coming off his loss against JDM, but I picked Belal to win that fight. I think if I did a prediction video for that, but I just thought Belal should easily beat JDM. I thought he would just do what Makhachev did, take him down, control him, but Belal thought he could box for some reason or something. But yeah, that was not a great performance in his last fight, but we'll see if he adjusts for this fight against Ian Garry, the Irishman, 16-1 record, 28 years old. I really like Garry. I mean, he's got a lot of haters, I know, but as a fighter, I think he's very good. He never says no to a fight. I mean, he obviously fought Shavkat. I think it was short notice as well, I'm pretty sure. Fought Shavkat undefeated. Put up a decent fight in that, like, didn't get finished, which is a bonus, I guess. Beat Prates as well, and we've seen what Prates has been doing to people, so that win is pretty good. So I do think that Ian Garry is a good fighter, does have some pretty good wins on his record as well. He's just like a well-rounded fighter, you know. He can get the job done, even though like he was obviously losing to Prates in the last like 1 or 2 rounds and nearly getting finished, but you know, he gets the job done. What can you say? So I can see this going either way, especially over 3 rounds. This could be like a close fight, but I'm going to back Garry here. I just feel like this isn't a good matchup for Belal in any way, so I'm going to back Garry to win by decision. Now, moving up the card to the main event, Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. Now, pretty good fight this. Looking forward to it. Arman Tsarukyan's finally fighting. How long has it been? A pretty long time. Yeah, he last fought against Charles Oliveira on UFC 300, which feels like so long ago, which it was a long time ago. But yeah, is still a good fighter. I mean, he's meant to fight Islam. Pretty sure Dana probably hates him for having to when he pulled out and had to put Moicano in. Like, Moicano should be never getting a title shot, but they were there. Here we are, and obviously Tsarukyan is a very good fighter. He's only like 2 losses in the UFC with Gamrot and Makhachev. I can't remember the Gamrot fight. It's been that long ago, but I'm pretty sure it was a pretty close one. Yeah, honestly, Makhachev's not a bad loss to have on your record, but he's on a 4 fight winning streak. Obviously, the win over Charles is pretty decent. KO'd Dariush, KO'd Silva before that. He's a good fighter, Arman. You've got to give it to him, the Armenian man. Dan Hooker, on the other hand, is the New Zealand man. Sorry, 24-12 record, 35 years old. He's on a pretty good run, to be fair to him. He's on a 3 fight winning streak. Split decision win over Gamrot, split decision win over Jalen Turner. So 2 split decision wins. He definitely robbed Gamrot in his last fight, but who really cares? It's Gamrot. We get to see Dan Hooker in like the top like 5 or top 10. I don't know what ranking he is, but he's doing pretty well because obviously he wasn't a good run. Got subbed by Makhachev, got KO'd by Arnold Allen, but it's good to see him doing well again. 3 fight winning streak, but I want to see him win. Like, we all want to see Dan Hooker beat Tsarukyan, but Tsarukyan's going to win this fight. He should pretty easily, but it's going to restore order, you'd assume. Tsarukyan to win, and I reckon he's going to get it done pretty convincingly. I reckon Tsarukyan wins by KO. So there we have it. There are my predictions for this week's UFC Fight Night. Let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with any of my picks. And that's all for today's video. If you guys enjoyed me, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.